Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. We are reacting to another episode of Outer Banks. This is season 1, episode 5. It's called Midsummers. Before we jump into it, thank you guys so much for how well you've been responding to the last 4 episodes. It's meant a lot. Kind of blowing the channel up a little bit. It's a little bit overwhelming, but thank you regardless. If you like what you see in terms of previous reactions or this reaction, please consider leaving a like on the video or subscribing. That helps so much. But last time on Outer Banks, what happened last time? Let me just check real quick what happened last time. Last time was called Spy Games. All right, so last time on Outer Banks, we had John B kind of being taken in by the foster care system and the cop, and they were gonna put him in the system. And he obviously did not want that, so he fakes his way out of the cop car, runs away, crashes his bike, gets hurt, and then runs into Sarah Cameron. And they kind of have this whole day of just like, it was a nice little date. They were having fun. They were being all flirty and, like, she takes him back to the house to get him patched up, and he sees the painting of the dude, the last survivor of the Royal Merchant, the boat crash, and found out this dude like used a whole bunch of gold to buy this estate, and he's like, oh man, this guy knows where the gold is, because the gold wasn't in the boat. And he's like, we need to go to the library or whatever and read these documents that he had. And she's like, all right, I'm going with you. And they go on the ferry, and it's super hot in there conveniently, so that he has to take his shirt off, and he's just laying there, and the whole time she's just like checking him out. Like, and they have a little heart to heart. They goof around, then they go to the library and they learn all these things, and then they're going back, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna go back to normal. And then it starts pouring rain because it's like the Notebook now, and he's like, I can't pretend this didn't happen. And then they start making out, and low-key I was hyped. I don't know why, I was pumped. They've had this tension the whole time, like the whole series so far, and apparently they didn't have a past, but it seems like they did. And I hate her boyfriend, so obviously, and he's like the main character, so it's like perfect setup, like obviously pumped that they made out, and now they're like together, but like low-key. So she's still gonna be dating her old boyfriend and just like cheating on him on the side, or like what's the deal? Is she gonna break up with Topper? I think that needs to happen, otherwise it makes it harder to sympathize with her as a character. Yeah, and then there's that. And then the whole storyline with JJ and Pope and the boat and all that. So people have been getting slightly upset at me because I am angry at JJ for his role within this whole situation. And I want to clarify some statements. I don't think everything that happened was JJ's fault. I do think he has made some poor choices, and from those poor choices, a series of events have unfolded that have gotten his other friend Pope in trouble. So, like, first of all, JJ pulling a gun, first episode, horrible decision. Like, I know people enjoy JJ, and like I enjoy JJ. I don't dislike JJ. He's my tied for second favorite character on the show. But like, you can't. Yeah, his friend was being attacked, but you cannot excuse him pulling a gun on another kid. Like, that's not okay. Like regardless of how you view his home life or whatever else is going on, that is not okay. Like, threatening someone with a firearm is no bueno. You can't do that. And like, rightfully so, his the rest of his friends called him out on that. Like, everybody that was there was like, dude, you need to chill. And then, you know, killing the chicken, that was more out of necessity. He kind of had to do that because apparently, I mean, those bad guys, they're mainlanders, so maybe they don't know all the ins and outs of what chickens sound like, but, you know, the guy was inching closer to them and he had his gun out, so I can excuse that, you know. And then, but, you know, regarding after Pope got beat up, I don't know if it was Pope's plan to sink the boat or if it was JJ's plan to sink the boat. It didn't specify that within the episode, you know. It had JJ saying, like, you know, what are you gonna do about it? And the tone of his voice kind of sounded like he was implying, like, hey, you need to do something about this, or we need to do something about this. And then it immediately cut to Pope just describing the boat. And in my mind, when I watched that, you know, most people, I guess, have viewed that as, you know, that meaning it was Pope's plan to sink the boat. I kind of took it as, you know, based off the first, 30 seconds of the first episode when they were explaining how, you know, Pope is the smartest of them all, and when he interacts with girls and stuff, like, he's describing weird facts and stats about stuff. I kind of took it as, like, he's just looking at this boat and describing the boat, like, in his analytical, smart way, and just being like, this is the facts about the boat. So it could be interpreted either way, of it being his plan or JJ's plan, or, you know, both of their plans together. And, like, I don't want to excuse Pope for his actions in sinking that boat. Like I think it may have come off as I was just saying, like, oh, JJ forced him to sink this boat, it's all JJ's fault. That's not what I meant, and I'm sorry if it came off that way. I think they both had a role to play within that situation. And I even said that last time, like, as much of the blame that I put on JJ, like, Pope is his own individual and he still had to choose to do that. So, yeah. And then JJ took the blame for him and he is in jail and he's happy because he helped his friend out. I hope he's not in jail long, and I hope we learn more about his backstory. You know, there may be some hints at it when they stole that drone thing from the shipping yard about his dad potentially being abusive. I don't know, but I hope we find out more. There's 5 episodes left after this one. So yeah, just to reiterate, I like JJ. I don't like some of his actions, but I like him. He's a good character and I enjoy him. Pope, I think, is still my number one because I think personally I just relate with Pope the most. Because, like, I mean, everyone on this show is insanely attractive. Like, that's a requirement for being on a show like this. But, like, Pope seems more kind of like the everyman. Like, he's not, like, outwardly, like, the most attractive person on the show. And he's kind of smart, and he seems more like, his reactions seem more realistic in the situations. I don't know. I feel like I relate to Pope more than the other characters, so I think that's why he's my favorite. JJ and John B they're tied for second, and then Kiara's 4th or 5th or whatever. But I still like JJ, so please don't hate me. I'm sorry. But and then the bad guys were murdered. This is a super long intro. This is a 10-minute intro. My God, I am sorry. The bad guys were murdered, and unfortunately, I had some part of it spoiled. So I thought it might be Indra or whatever, because she had the compass, right? And then it showed the person at the end with the compass, and they had one of those weird hook things, and I was like, oh, is it Indra? And then someone just commented today on my last video that the sheriff lady's a good person. So like, it's not a huge spoiler, but now I know that it's not her. So I guess I just have to speculate about who it possibly is now. But other than that, I think I've covered everything. This is a 11-minute intro right now. I'm sorry about that. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Yeah, let's. I've wasted enough time. Let's watch this friggin' episode. Good gracious.
You're gonna feel 6 months from now sitting in juvenile prison in Wadesboro.
I don't think he'll enjoy it. Judy sounds like it sucks. Yeah, those are the bad guys.
The question was, do you know these two? Somebody gaffed them, then used them for
Yeah, there's no way she thinks it was him, right?
Full shock. Here's the bad news, Chief.
Those are dead bodies. Just showing those to a kid.
And I got a reason to... You kids don't think you're the only ones after the Royal Merchant now, do you? And yeah, I know about that too.
So, it seems like she's trying to protect John B.
I can promise you.
I already don't like his dad.
Dad, I swear.
Oh my god!
$40,000! Do you know what you did to me?
Yo, arrest that man immediately! He hit him so hard, like blood spattered across the window. I want to murder him.
You are a worthless piece of shit! Shut up! Your mama knew! Shut up!
Jeez, I hate this man. This guy sucks. JJ, I feel so bad for you. It slightly explains some of his actions, at least for the first episode when he pulled the gun. This is how his dad treats him. You gonna kill your dad? Don't kill your dad. That'll get you in worse trouble. You walk away. Just leave. No, don't do it. Do not do it. JJ, come on. I want to as well, but please don't. God. How you need to go to the cops. I mean, frick. But then he'd go in the system too. Dang it. That's almost as upsetting as watching Pope get beaten up. Those are the top two most upsetting moments in this show right now. Is number one, Pope getting beat up, and then number two, John B's dad beating him up. Or not John B, JJ.
Waiting the hour of my public murder with great composure of mind and cheerfulness, knowing I am soon bound for glory. Instead, trust in God with all your heart, for he doeth all things well, until we meet again in
I agree.
heaven. The loving Father, Denmark Thames. Harvest the wheat near the water in parcel 9, Fort Worth.
Why would you go back to your house, man? That's like, you just got taken from there by the cops. Why would you come up behind him like that, you psycho?
I appreciate your help in the past. But we even now. From now on, I do my job.
Who? So she got the compass from John B, gave it to this person. Who is this person? Is it John B's dad?
First, I almost get strangled to death by Coons, and now I'm on the hook for 30 grand.
I swear.
Okay, where do you want to go? If you keep going down this road, you're gonna end up just like your dad. Can't give up, JJ. Last time I saw that dude.
They're two very different relations with their fathers. it's probably hard for JJ to understand fully how much J-Bones wants to see his dad again, because JJ hates his dad. He
400 million, JJ.
he doesn't have that same kind of fatherly
How much
relationship. Meanwhile, J-Bones is willing to excuse
You're not dressed?
a little bit of fatherly
It's Midsummers. You've been talking
badness
about Midsummers since
to
last year.
find his dad again. So he's kind of dismissing
She's not going.
JJ getting
She isn't.
like full on abused as like just getting beat up. They're, you know, two different sides kind of not quite clicking on the issue of fathers.
She's off top of JJ.
I just don't feel like Topper is my splinter being.
I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds
Yeah,
to
what does that
me
mean?
like you should probably dump his ass.
Yes. Yes. Props to dad. Good advice.
You wanna spend your whole life grinding it out like me?
It's your grinding that's keeping us afloat in the first place.
I expect better for you, Pope. I want better for you. And if you end up like me, I will consider that a personal failure. So please keep it.
She's wearing a crown. Come on.
I waited on you. You said you wanted to walk in together.
Yeah, well, I came with my parents.
Can we talk for a sec?
No.
Hey, where were you yesterday?
Who
I was out of town.
who cares where she was, dude?
Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill. What, with your family or?
No,
No?
a friend.
Mars, was this like a girlfriend? Or... No, or was it a guy? Was it a guy?
I'm not having this conversation with you right now, Topper.
How did he find out?
You Mac and Sarah Cameron?
Would you just shut up? All right, man. Look, I'm doing it for everybody, all right?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Stop. Yeah, stop bringing this gun places.
Fine. But if I get ambushed, it's on you.
Dude.
Sneak up on me like that right now. Oh, unexpected PDA there, Dr. Spock. Hey, love you too, man.
Dude, I'm sick of all this shit, man.
You're sick? You don't seem sick.
I'm sick on the inside.
Dude, you
Right. Well, I already knew that.
Shoot to that. I should let you take the fall for all this. It's my fault.
No, it's not.
No, it's my fault.
Shut up.
You took the fall
Shut
from
up.
me. I'm gonna tell the truth, but I'm gonna go.
Shut up.
Oh, shut up.
For once in your life, trust someone else. Jalby and I got it all sorted out. We're gonna be filthy rich, man. We're back in the King game, baby.
DJ?
Yep.
What?
Got a note from Vlad.
From,
Yeah.
from Vlad?
Yeah.
secret note.
To make sure.
Leave him alone.
Hey, man, what are you doing in the locker room, huh?
Are they gonna beat him up in here?
Shut up.
Oh, so what do you think right here? 4 iron, right? Right, keep us at.
I found the gold.
Technically, you didn't find it. You found a possible location.
That's fine.
Oh, Topper's gonna walk. He's gonna walk in.
Sir, is that you?
Oh, freaking balls. That was so obvious. That was so unbelievably obvious what just happened. You could see from Topper's point of view, her making out with someone and then that person crawling away.
Hey, I'm fine, Topper.
Seriously.
God.
I don't want to make a scene. Don't make a scene. Just tell me what the hell is going on. Just tell me the truth.
I am
The
telling
truth
you.
is you're done. Just tell him. Just tell him.
Fine. I can't handle the constant interrogation, okay?
You Powerpuff Girls have fun. Tell Kiara she looks pretty hot for a pogue.
Hey, so, come here. Let's go.
Ready? Let's go. Ready? Do you think I'm afraid of you, bro?
Come on.
Hey, safe travels back from
Yeah,
the
if it wasn't 5-on-1, JJ would kick the shiz out of you. Well, that one
Mandatory power on Rickson's.
did not help.
Oh, you as well, right? Rickson's go. Let's roll. Keep. Come on. Workers of the world unite. Drop your chains.
Drop your chains. She definitely just got people kicked out, though. Sir. Her fam's getting kicked out of this club.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Where the hell do you think you're going?
Pugs unite. Let's get it. Run, Sarah. Go with him. Dang it. I was hoping she'd bail too.
So, like, harvest the wheat, parcel 9. Never water. Except, there's no wheat. You see, wheat is code for gold. The gold is in parcel 9, near the water.
Holy shit.
All we need is an original survey map of the property, and we found the gold.
Okay, so this might have us
Plan. Good question.
This is good. This is
Sarah
good
Cameron's
stuff.
coming Tonight. She's gonna bring an original survey map.
Hold on. Sarah, why Sarah?
Because they are in love.
It's us.
There was access, all right.
Did you tell her about the treasure?
I was just trying to get into the
Is
archives.
that a yes?
I left out key
No,
details.
what? You let a kook in on our secret?
Yeah, who cares if you split
send
it
you to autopsy
5
school,
ways or 4 ways?
study
You're
dead
still
bodies. Look,
getting
you guys
millions
know
of
me.
dollars.
Do I look like the type of person to fall for Sarah Cameron?
Oh, she's gonna be right there, isn't she?
to answer that. Just.
Oh, they used to be friends, didn't they?
This is a bad analogy.
Listen to me. Whatever we get, she's gonna try to take.
I don't think so.
It's not a topic thing. But it is a boy thing.
Boy thing.
She's slightly
Doesn't
honest,
make her
at
bitter.
least.
I think you like him.
Hey, who is this mystery?
Make good choices.
I will.
Be careful with that.
He seems like a decent dad, at least to her.
Thank you. You're the best.
Not interrogating her, just like, you're your own person, make quality choices. Not too mad at her for stealing those maps. Oh, frick. He is the one with the compass now. He killed those people. Frickin' what? Get out of town. You kidding me? That's insane. Like going to her house? Oh, no, no, no.
Don't screw this up. Let's go.
This is not good.
Let's go. Make it quick.
Her dad's just gonna murder him. He's gonna shoot him in the head. Or with a hook. Now that we know her dad's a straight killer. This dude shows up to their house drunk AF. He about to get clapped.
And like, I'll leave.
Not a
If you want me
it's
to,
Wheezy.
I will skedaddle right now. Just let me know. Okay, I got it. I don't care who you went to Chapel Hill with. I mean, if I did know who it was, like, I would for sure, like, put his skull into the ground. But like I said, I'm not a jealous guy.
Yeah, you are. You're 100% are.
Just like, listen, that was
You're a bad dude.
tonight. That was
Is what you are.
I need to talk to
I like that he's just saying all this stuff to Wheezy.
break up. I don't want to break up. I love you.
Taco.
Come on, man.
Lil Wayne just getting this talk right now.
Can't you say anything back to me?
Hi, Tough.
Where the hell is Sarah?
Wheezy, don't you snitch again. Lil Wayne, I swear to gosh, if you if you snitch on them again, I'm gonna be so mad.
It's just like a business meeting thing. Look, once we get what we need, we cut her loose, right? Once we need that.
Dude, she's gonna get inside your head.
She seems fine so far. I mean, unless there's she did something crazy messed up.
That was really believable.
Other than her propensity to cheat on her boyfriends, she seems okay.
You're gonna take care of that business?
Thinking Sarah will die.
Yeah, oh, frick, Topper's there. Gosh dang it. Oh, man. He probably brought his friends, too. That's spooky. That's like in a ghost story when you see the dead white lady jump off the building wearing the white dress. Top. He's gonna die. Topper's gonna die tonight. He's gonna get thrown off this thing and die. Yikeroonies. Top's gonna get straight clapped off this balcony.
What are they doing?
Kiss. Mwah. Oh, it's gonna be like a horror movie. Ugh, right there. Oh, no.
I knew it, Sarah. I knew you were lying to me.
Topper,
You're stupid, lying whore. You know that?
first I'm a prude and now I'm a whore.
Yeah, you are.
Stop, man. You stop, man. You don't want to do this right now.
He's gonna... Topper's gonna die.
You guys want to do it? Tell you, man.
Yep. Oh no, that was John B.
Sarah, the railing must have been rotten. I hardly touched him, okay? I barely. He lost his back. Sarah!
Johnny!
J-Bones! Just broke all his bones! No!
Open your eyes, please.
He's fine. He's fine. He's Gucci. He's the main character. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
You guys hear that? Please get help. I don't care who, just call someone.
Go get that out. Go!
Go, hurry! Johnny, stay with me. Stay with me.
Yeah, let go of that grudge, Key. J-Bones just broke his spine.
You have a concussion and a broken wrist.
That's it? Alright, yeah. J-Bones is fine. J-Bones has strong bones.
I need to get out of here. Oh, TCS is gonna find me.
Hang on.
Sarah told me everything about your little adventure, about how you were protecting her in the tower. I spoke with Sheriff Peterkin, and I've offered to be your legal guardian, if you'll have me.
That seems like a win right now.
Sure, yeah.
Does he have to like legally admit that his dad is dead for this to
Okay, then, so.
be a thing, or is that just fine? Is he good to go? Oh, end of the episode. Whew. Okay. What did we learn? Let's go back into the episode. Not to actually watch it, just to scrub through it. Okay, yeah. Oh, so we start off with JJ in juvie, and he's getting asked all these questions. Doing fine. Gets out, and his dad, he's still acting like a dick right away. Like he's being a butthole. And then gets into the car and beats the living piss out of his son. Like, that makes me so mad. I kind of understand all the comments now that are like, just wait until you learn more about JJ's backstory, and you might understand a little bit more about, his actions. And JJ's actions are still unenjoyable. The previous things he had done, still don't enjoy them, but they're so much more understandable now when you look at how his father treats him. no matter what JJ does, his dad just beats the piss out of him. So it's slightly understandable that when he has a weapon and he's presented with an opportunity to help his friend, like, he doesn't want to be his, like, it's almost a situation of, like, simultaneously wanting to be the exact opposite of his dad and still being the same as his dad, because, you know, those things get passed on. So he wants to be someone who's helpful to his friends and who does the right thing. And unfortunately, in that circumstance, he almost used a same tactic that his dad would use in terms of violence when he pulled out a gun. So, you know, he's like simultaneously the exact opposite of his dad and simultaneously the same exact person as his dad, and I think he hates that about himself. He kind of also brings that up a little bit when he's talking to John B, when he's like, you're going to become exactly like your father. I think he's outwardly expressing an inward fear in that moment. He doesn't want to be exactly like his father, and he almost kills his dad. While his dad is sleeping, he falls the gun on him. Oh, I am so glad he did not kill him. Like, he's already got so much to deal with. A murder charge would not be excellent. You know, granted, if I was his dad, I would be pretty pissed off that I just spent 30 grand to get my son out of jail. That's completely understandable that he'd be upset about that. But to just beat the piss out of your child, like, what are you doing? You're a horrible father. You need to be put in jail, and you need to be beaten up by the people in jail. Like, I hate that man so much. Like I said during the episode, the two most upsetting parts of this show, like, not like that I thought the show did bad, but like events within the show that made me so upset. Number one was Pope getting beat up. And part of that had to do with just all the events that are surrounding, you know, Minnesota and the United States right now, police brutality and just violence against minorities, that is so frustrating to watch. And then number two, close number two, is this, just JJ's dad just beating him up. Like, it was worse because it's not just like a oftentimes in shows and TV you'll see just like the one like backhand like slap across the face, and maybe the person's a little, you know, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But no, his dad straight up just like was just destroying him and like calling him a worthless piece of S. Like, oh, I hate that man. Like, you gotta remember, separate the actor from the character. Don't go and hate that actual man. He did a good job acting, but his character is garbage. Oh, freaking yeah. So he gets the piss beat out of him. John B gets the letter translated, finds out the approximate location of this gold, which is good. They're in the summer, so they're not in school. So John B didn't drop out of school, I don't believe. What else happened? Oh, they're getting ready for this party. Pope and his dad. So Pope and his dad's conversation is such a struggle. Like, the father-son dynamic there. Like, you look at the differences between Pope's dad and JJ's dad. Like, JJ's dad doesn't give a crap about his kid. Like, it's all about him. You know, if things look bad on his dad, that's the real issue. But stark contrast to Pope, his dad is like, listen, I have to grind every day to support you. Like, I don't want you to have that life. I want you to have a better life than I had. If you end up doing the same thing as me, I find that as a personal failure on myself. And that sucks. Like, I'm not a parent, but like, I've seen that in my own parents, just like the absolute struggle to provide for like me and my sisters. And, you know, like a parent's deepest desire is for their kid to be happy and do well and not have to go through the struggles that they went through. So you can tell how frustrated his dad is to just be like, see his son, what he thinks is his son, you know, getting involved with the wrong crowd and being like, you can do so much better. But he's trying to tell him to ditch his friends. Little does he know that Pope is the one that actually did it, and his friends are the one that's covering for him. And that's got to be so overwhelming and emotional for Pope just to like keep that all in. And you see him kind of release that a little bit later at the party when he just hugs JJ and he's like, dude, like, I cannot take this anymore. I have to go to the cops. I have to tell them what I did. And JJ, he's being a good friend. He's like, no, like, we're not going to do this. Like, shut up. This is not a thing. And then, yeah, Topper and Sarah. Topper's a butthole. Don't like him. He's super jealous and controlling. And granted, I don't know how Sarah thought she was just going to be like, oh, I was just talking to someone. It was like clear. It shows the, like, the from where Topper would be, the camera angle. It's like clearly see her with John B crawling away. And it's like, come on, man. You were clearly just making out with him. And, you know, John B wants her involved, getting the map and stuff. Key, I don't know what, I forgot if they mentioned it in the first episode, but I think they mentioned that they used to be friends, but Key has this deep dislike for Sarah. Like, she has a grudge because Sarah did something. Don't know what that is. I think she should let it go because so far Sarah seems chill. And she seems to care a lot about John B. And I think depending on what it is, Key needs to let go of that grudge and just like be a little more open and forgiving. But yeah, so they're struggling with the possibility of inviting her into the group, and John B's kind of like lying about the fact that he's like into her. He's like, oh, why would I ever fall for her? I think after this episode that both of those people have abandoned that pretense of like lying about their relationship, and they're just like gonna be openly in love with each other. So that's good. I enjoy that. Yeah. They find, he tells the rest of them, and then yeah, the dad's pretty chill. We find out the dad is the one, Sarah Cameron's dad is the one that has the compass. So John B gave the compass to Indra, the cop, and she gave it to him, and he is the one that potentially murdered those two mainlanders, or had them murdered, and he's searching for the gold as well, or he's trying to stop people from searching for the gold. You know, it's a potential that maybe he found it, because Sarah said her dad was from the cut, and he got rich somehow. She's saying that he grinded for their wealth. There's a potential that he did not grind, and he already found this gold, because they did find those papers on their property. So maybe he found the gold already. I don't know. If this is just hypothetical stuff, maybe he found the gold already, and that's how they got rich or whatever. Now he's trying to stop people from potentially finding it as well. I don't know why he would need to, though. I don't think he found the gold. Never mind. But he potentially killed those people. And then, yeah, Topper's drunk as frick, you know, has a heart-to-heart chat with Wheezy. Lil Wayne's just laying there like just trying to play it cool. And she snitches again. Like, come on, Wheezy. First she snitches about Sarah cheating on her boyfriends, which, you know, that's fair. That's fair, actually. But now she tells him where they are, and he goes to confront him on the tower. I thought Topper was going to be the one that was going to get thrown off and, like, die or something, and then John B would have to, like, run from the cops because of that. But no. J-Bones gets thrown off. Surprisingly, only breaks her wrist and gets a concussion, so he got knocked out, probably got the wind knocked out of him too. But like, he seemed in way worse shape. They were crying over his body, like, dang, things are messed up. But now he's seemingly fine, and Mr. Cameron apologizes for firing him. He knows the whole story apparently, and offers to be the legal guardian. So like, in terms of DCS and like being homeless and stuff, he's in pretty good shape. And so seemingly, if this was a normal situation, I think that would be a happy conclusion to this episode. But given the fact that we know that the dad is potentially sketchy, was his offer to be a guardian sincere, or was there a deeper, like, nefarious ploy behind it? I don't know. I'm excited to learn more, though. Yeah, I think... Yeah, just to circle back to the very beginning of my 10-minute intro, I understand a lot more about JJ now. And I'm a lot more sympathetic to JJ after this episode. You know, it's tough not to be sympathetic for someone after you watch them get beat by their father. But, you know, I was still sympathetic to JJ before this. It was just harder to sympathize with him than it should have been. But now I'm, you know, fully on board Team JJ. Pope and JJ are now officially tied for the number 1 spot. It was Pope on top with JJ and J-Bones tied at number 2. Now it's Pope and JJ tied at number 1. J-Bones is 3 technically. Sarah Cameron's 4. Kiara's 5. Yeah, and so on, all the other characters after that. Yeah. But I think that's all my thoughts for this episode specifically. Let me know what you guys thought down below. You guys have been killing it on this series so far. You seem to really be enjoying it. So, you know, blow up the comments, do your thing. If I missed something, let me know. But don't spoil things. I don't want to know future stuff. Someone, you know, it was a very minor spoiler, but someone did spoil that, you know, Indra, the cop, the Peter Pinkerton, is a good person. You know, that's not a huge spoiler, but it's still technically a spoiler. Please don't spoil things. Yeah, but otherwise, you know, let me know what you thought down below. Please leave a like on the video. Please consider subscribing. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.